What's good, everybody? The North Father is here. Yo, shout out to my man Ice Cube right here. He's telling this story. And he's detailing, although it's short detail, but it's blunt on why him and Mack 10 will never reconcile and why the trio, the West Side Connection, will never be a unit once again. Let's check it out. But before we check it out, these are my words, my story. What do Cube feel about the West Side Connection? Will they ever give it a try?
We don't get down like that. You know, it's just me and Dub. Me and, right around the corner from each other. So
Cube said no. And he has said no again and again. But it's his story. And people is following his story more than they following Mack 10's story and version of the situation. But what does he feel about Mack 10?
Problem, you know what I mean? It's a violation that can't be overlooked.
Okay, I have to respect Cube for that. I have to respect Ice Cube for his delivery and his blunt statement and his feelings on that matter. So now we're going to get ready to go to Mack 10. And we're going to see how he justified this situation. And I think we will see the Ice Cube response to it is a little stronger than Mack 10's. But before I pass judgment on that, let's check it out. Okay, we got Mack 10 here. Let's bring my man up here. Okay. Mack 10, the way I feel, before we get to him, the way I feel he should have came out with it, he should have came out with it bluntly, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's alleged that 10 or 15 of Mack 10 people packed out Cube's brother-in-law because he made a diss song. I'm finding out a little more and more. Shout out to the West Coast and the people from the West Coast who left comments, who's trying to give me some input on it. See, I know I'm from the East Coast, but I'm doing journalistic work. But sometimes some people from the West Coast who actually lived through this, they'll step up and they'll try to help you. Shout out to the West Coast. Shout out to a lot of them guys. Shout out to Mack 10 for his experience and the way he delivers on it. But back to Mack 10. Mack 10 should have just been like, yo, listen, man, the brother, you don't never want to put your name on certain things, lawsuits, whatever. I don't know. But he should have had a better delivery on the situation. Like, listen, man, we spoke to him, he ignored us, so like the brother had to be in many people's eyes, he had to be disciplined. I didn't co-sign on it, but when it happened, I had nothing to do with it neither. I stepped back from it. He could have delivered more blunt statements as to why this happening. It said, yo, it's up to Cube, it's not up to Cube. Cube has a history of walking away from groups when he felt he was wrong. The first was NWA, who was one of the hottest groups at the time. They came out blasting. Like, yo, these California niggas, Jerry Curls, you know what I'm saying? But they came out blasting. And when Cube felt he wasn't treated right, he walked away. And when he walked away, he made a name for himself. He wasn't Ice Cube from NWA. He wasn't O'Shea who was joining NWA. He was Ice Cube. And that's what Mack 10 got to rediscover. Who Mack 10 is. Not who Mack 10, Ice Cube, and the West Side Connection is.
Like I said earlier, I fuck with who fuck with me. You dig? That's where I'm at with it. If you fuck with me, I fuck with you. But if it's fuck me, it's fuck you. Like I fuck with who fuck with me, Kev. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't seen him or talked to him in damn near 20 years. So there it is.
That's so crazy. What about Dub C? Same thing?
Fuck with who fuck with me, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I said it before and I'll say it again. Ice Cube's delivery on the situation pretty much catapults him further in the West Side Connection situation than it would Mac 10. Mac 10, like, fuck it, like he's talking like he's still upset, like he harbor ill will towards the situation. With Ice Cube, like, yo, I moved on for that. Like, you know, I'm done with that. You know what I'm saying? And he's explaining because it's a violation that can't be overlooked. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Mac 10 should have been like, listen, you know, it was a situation that happened. A lot of people felt a certain person was violating, and my people came to me and spoke to me about it, and I went to Cube and I spoke to him about it. You know, I spoke to him 5 times, which he did explain that. But when Cube didn't do anything about it, like, you know what I'm saying, things went left. It went down. And then another situation with Mac 10 is he stopped making records all the time while Cube was still making movies, records. So he was still in the eyes of the public, you know what I'm saying, while Mac 10 laid in the cut. Even though he was doing behind the scenes stuff, his name wasn't stamped like Suge Knight. He was doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff, you know what I'm saying, CEO and all of that. But you knew who Suge Knight was. Mac 10 should have did a better job of that. And he still has times. He has to stamp his name on the situation and let people know that he's real with it. And this is what he stand on. You know what I'm saying? And you got Ice Cube. He's doing tours. He's doing interview with big names and radio stations. Excuse me. He's doing big things still while Mac 10 was in the cut watching him do it. It's time for Mac to step up and be his own man now. This is Denard, y'all. I'm out. I'll be back with more. Thinking about doing an Ice Cube and NWA too. And they say that Ice Cube reconciled with Soul Solo from Grand Theft Auto and Be Real from Cypress 76. Those was real niggas who wasn't tolerating that bull. Not saying they punked Ice Cube. They ain't punk him. But, you know, killers respect killers. I'm out, y'all. Peace. We will be back with more Ice Cube, Mac 10, or more Ice Cube. Either way, we'll be back with more of this here story. Shout out to everybody. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that like button, y'all. Peace.